An old woman was picking peppers in her vegetable garden when suddenly black rain began falling from the sky. She trembled in terror. Black rain was an ominous sign in local folklore, foretelling that something terrible was about to happen. Sure enough, after the black rain fell, strange events unfolded one after another. First, the divine murals in the temple began weeping black tears. Then, enormous hailstones fell from the sky, and what was even more jaw-dropping, each hailstone was shaped like a skull. At first, the villagers didn't sense the danger, unaware that misfortune would soon befall the entire village. The root of it all was that strange Buddha statue unearthed days earlier. Its eyes were covered with bandages inscribed with talismanic spells. The village chief immediately ordered someone to remove the bandages, intending to transport the statue for sale. It was precisely this ignorant act that fully unleashed the Pandora's box of calamity. During the statue's transport, a sudden gust of wind tore open the canvas covering it. A passing taxi driver happened to lock eyes with the statue. The curse descended upon him. That evening, after finishing his shift, the driver entered the tavern for his usual drink, but felt an unrelenting dryness and stinging in his eyes. He rushed to the restroom to splash water on his face, only to look up at the mirror and find his deceased father standing behind him. Terrified out of his wits, he stumbled out of the bathroom, only for the father to appear before him again the next second. The man collapsed in fear, unaware that the father he saw was actually the bar owner. The driver, having lost his mind, grabbed a bottle from the table and hurled it, attacking the owner like a madman. Fortunately, nearby patrons intervened in time, saving the tavern owner's life. The driver was taken to the police station by officers who arrived on the scene. The chief had barely stepped into the interrogation room when he was startled by the driver's state. The driver convulsed violently, foaming at the mouth, thrashing wildly like a mutated zombie. Only when the driver calmed slightly did the chief dare approach cautiously. Unexpectedly, the driver suddenly lunged at him. Fortunately, he was strapped to a chair and failed to injure the chief, but the force of his attack was so immense it snapped his own collarbone clean in two. The police had no choice but to call an ambulance. Strangely, after thorough examination, the doctors could not determine the cause of the driver's illness. The chief suddenly recalled the skull-shaped hailstones from earlier that day, and an ominous foreboding instantly gripped him. The next day, the black rain ceased, but the village crops lay withered and rotted, ruined by the black rain. Villagers swarmed to the village committee demanding answers, and young Nam, the archaeologist temporarily staying in the village, was summoned by the villagers as well. As soon as she entered the committee hall, she saw that familiar Buddha statue standing in the center. Just 2 days prior, her boyfriend had sent her a photo of this very statue, asking her to decipher the incantations on the bandages covering its eyes. She never imagined the statue would appear here. Even more terrifying, the cloth covering its eyes had already been torn away. The instant her gaze met the statue's eyes, young Nam realized with a jolt of terror, this was a ghost Buddha. One should never look directly into its eyes. But it was too late.